Post stitches are worked around the post of the stitch below instead of around the top. What's the post? The post is the part of the stitch that makes the height. The post of double crochet is twice as tall as a single crochet. The post of a treble crochet stitch is 3 times as tall as the post of a single crochet. In crochet, posts usually have gaps around them. This is normal and it makes it pretty easy to pick up the posts. As long as you make your stitch around the post of the stitch below, it's a post stitch. The new stitch you're making can be made in any height. This means you can make a post single crochet, a post double crochet, and so on. Similarly, you can work around the posts of any height stitch. You can make your new post stitch around a single crochet, a treble crochet, and so on and so forth. You can also make specialty stitches around the post, like puffs or clusters. A post stitch just means you're working around the post, not through the top of the stitch. You can be very creative about what kinds of stitches you work around the post. There are 2 kinds of post stitches, front post and back post. The difference is whether you are pulling the post towards the front of the fabric or towards the back of the fabric. In a front post stitch, you start with your hook oriented in front of the fabric, and then you insert your hook starting at the front, going towards the back. You pick up the post and pull it towards the front. In a back post stitch, you start with your hook oriented behind the fabric, and then you insert your hook from back to front. You pick up the post by pulling it towards the back of the fabric away from you. Just remember, if it's a front post stitch, pull the post towards you in the front. If it's a back post stitch, pull the post away from you towards the back. Here is a really important tip. When making post stitches, the top of the stitch is left empty, right? You're only working around the post. So in one row, if you're making a post stitch and then a standard stitch, you might accidentally work into the same stitch twice by working into the top of the stitch where you already worked the post. That would be an accidental increase. When working post stitches, make sure you skip the top of that stitch and move on to the next one. Take a look at this sample. These are normal double crochet stitches worked right into the tops of the stitches below. See how they are a little bit higher than all of the other stitches in this row? These are back post double crochet. And as you can see, the back post double crochet are significantly shorter than the normal double crochet stitches. Each stitch is the same height, but post stitches start below the tops of the stitch, so they start out lower, they just don't rise up as high. This means post stitches will never rise up as high as their standard counterparts. So if I want my row to have some post stitches and some standard stitches, I would actually need to pair my post double crochet with standard half double crochet. This makes them the same height across the top of the row. If my post stitches were half double, I would need to pair them with single crochet to keep the height of the row consistent. Here's my last tip for you. When working post stitches, remember that the front and the back of the project is not the same as the right side and the wrong side. The right side of the fabric is what's meant to be outwards facing once the project is complete, but of course the front switches every time you turn your work. Try using a special stitch marker to mark the right side of your fabric. This will help you see if you're working your post stitches on the correct side.